Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Raiders Daily. My name is Jackson. I post daily Raiders content, so hit that like button, hit that sub button if you guys enjoy it. Today we're talking about Darren Waller because just a couple of days ago we got bad news from a Raiders reporter that, don't be surprised if Darren Waller were to miss the entire season. And, well, that just doesn't really work out for me. I love Foster Moreau. I absolutely love him. But if I want to make the playoffs and I want to win out from here, I need Darren Waller healthy. I understand Darren had some bad games. You got to keep in mind, he missed the offseason, right? Came out swinging the first 2 weeks, 4 receptions, 79 yards in that first game against the Chargers, 6 receptions for 50 yards and a touchdown the following week against Arizona. And then the drops, the drops kind of were always there sprinkled in, but, we saw it right away in the Tennessee game, 3 catches for just 22 yards. We saw it the following week against Denver, 3 catches for 24 yards. Then he got injured against Kansas City, and it was just a huge blow. It was absolutely huge. Now, the way I see it with Darren Waller, if you decide to part way with him, if you decide to trade him prior to June 1st, the Raiders will save about $12 million in cap savings, all right? I want Darren Waller to succeed, though. That's my issue. The great news is he seems ready to go for the game against the Rams this upcoming week, or the week after this upcoming week on that Thursday night game against the Rams, like I said. So, to me, it's just very critical. Like, if the Raiders were to lose this week, maybe we reevaluate it, but I still think the Raiders win out, and I still think they finish 10-7. I still think they make the playoffs. Call me crazy, I don't really care, but there's something switched. I understand they're not beating the craziest teams. For some reason, Seattle isn't getting the respect they deserve. I mean, this was like a projected 5-win team, and they're probably going to make the playoffs. Geno Smith is having, I guess not necessarily anymore after this past week against the Raiders and against Tampa Bay the following 2 weeks before their bye week. He was having an MVP season, and he's still having a phenomenal season. Geno Smith, everyone forgot about and everyone wrote him off. So I'm not going to discredit professional football players. A win is a win, and I'm going to take this win streak, and I just think a switch has happened. But, the issue with Darren Waller is, and this has been a just issue for most of his career, is injuries, right? Most of his career, literally last year, only 11 games, but once he was healthy, we saw 55 catches, 665 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Having a reliable tight end is one thing. I view Foster Moreau, for the most part, as a reliable tight end, right? But having an X-Factor tight end, it's the difference maker. It's the complete difference maker. And, to me, as much as I want to have a non-biased view because Darren Waller's story is so cool, I don't like how so many people wrote him off, just not only with, national media, but just, everybody in general was kind of, the last couple of weeks was trending, fake news coming out. Does he even want to be here? Does he even want to play football anymore? Does he even want to be the best anymore? Just 2 years ago, in 2020, he had 16 games played, 107 receptions for 1,200 yards and 9 touchdowns, making a Pro Bowl. The year before that, he had 90 receptions for almost 1,200 yards, 3 touchdowns. If I can get that Darren Waller back, I'm all for it. But at 30 years old, with all the money being put in, you're about to pay Josh Jacobs. Darren Waller was paid. Hunter Renfrow was paid. Money is, I don't want to say getting tight because it is getting tight, but I would like them to invest more in the defense. And if they can find a viable option replacement, if Darren comes back healthy and for the remainder of the season things just aren't clicking, I hate to say it because he's such a likable guy, they might look in other directions, right? Apparently there was an offer on the table from Green Bay at the trade deadline and the Raiders declined it. They weren't interested in it, and I think that's the right play. You paid him for a reason, right? When he's healthy, he is an absolute stud, all right? And if we can get a healthy Darren Waller for the remainder of the season, that changes a lot of things to me. So basically all I'm trying to say here is the remainder of the season, hopefully, and I feel so confident with this, not trying to jinx it, knock on wood here, when the Raiders beat the Chargers this upcoming week, it's go time. 5-7. I know it's still not the prettiest record, but you're getting a healthy Darren. Hopefully you're getting a healthy Hunter. We're getting Nate Hobbs back. Like, it's go time. And I just think it means, this is a big end of the season for guys like Darren Waller. We talked about it a couple weeks ago about Derek Carr. I don't know, man. I'm rooting for it, and I'm actually pretty optimistic because he said he's pretty much 100% healthy, right? So I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. Most importantly, drop some comments on Darren Waller down below. Peace.